I forgot this.
Namaste, sir.
Good morning, good evening. Namaste.
Good evening, sir.
Namaste.
Namaskara, sir.
Namaskara, Shastrigale. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So let me try to recollect whatever that I was saying, because this is almost like concluding time of this Vanaprastha, Grahastha, so that we generate Vanaprastha. What is that which qualifies as into Vanaprastha? Of course, we will see that. But before that, the role of Grahastha, as I said, is extraordinary compared to all the other ashramas. Grahastha ashrama is supposed to be the pivotal in the society for all the three reasons. One is that it maintains the Sanathana Dharma. Second thing is it enlivens the whole concept that is given in the Puranas, that is there. And third is the most important thing is that a social structure it keeps intact. And the society will be progressing. For all these reasons that Sanatana Dharma, Grihastha has taken the central core or place in this particular following. So first thing that we said is that before the student leaves the school, he takes a oath. That is what is the, we call it as the Snatakotsav mantras. Upanishad talks about that, saying that Veda Manuchya Acharya Ante Vasana Manusha. He organizes that.
Somebody's unmuted.
Veda Manuchya Acharya Ante Vasana Manushasti. Then he gives that the prescriptions. Prescriptions are something which is we can add, subtract, and all those things accordingly that we can use it. But the idea is the very important thing is that now onwards that these are the things which you have to follow by yourself. There is not somebody who can guide you. You are made as an independent person. It's like the way that the dad is holding the cycle and then he is trying cycle. And he says, you are still holding? Yeah, I'm still holding, but he is not holding. Given responsibility of the son, he goes. So that is how essentially now the responsibility is on you for all these values that you live. And without that values, that it is not a grahastha. That means to say you cannot create something which is a valuable grahastha as far as these values are, as far as the life is concerned. So that's why Satyam Vada Dharmam Jara Swadhyaya Adhyatmat Prabhadata. Maturdevo Bhava, Piturdevo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atiti Devo Bhava, Nan Anavadhyani Karmani, Tani Sevidavyani, no Itarani. Like that, a series of things that the teacher gives in the case of Grahastha, in the case of leaving the Brahmacharya ashrama so that you can go to Grahastha. This is one aspect of it. Second aspect is Grahastha is somebody which is a unit in the society, which has all the various relationships that are there. Until that time, now the relationship that was there only is a Guru and Shishya Sambandha. Now here so many varieties of relationships are there, and all that the basis for the relationship is the Puranas. Puranas are especially the stories you might, whether you accept it or not, really happened or not, does not even bother about it. Ramayana, Mahabharata were there, which are the happenings. That's why Itihatas. But then Puranas are given. It's not the question of whether this happened, that happened, and don't worry about it. But somebody can say that that's also fine. But otherwise, Puranas are there to give the relationship between various individuals and the value for that relationship. And from that Puranas, we have evolved all these festivals, so that every relationship, is a festivity. So therefore, that is what is basically the way that in Grihasthashrama, we enliven the Puranas. And Puranas are not something that you question it. Unfortunately, what happened is that a lot of people, they question the Hindu culture based on the Puranas. And our people, Hindus, do not know that you can question the Upanishads, you can question the Brahma Sutra, you can question these things. We have allowed all those things. But Puranas are something that you feel it, not question it. The relationship that was there, you feel it. That's important. Like, and another thing is that it's like story and it can alter. And you can add stories in between Puranas also. They don't mind. Because if it can enhance the feeling, then it can be fine. Just now we were talking about it, that the thing is Vishwamitra, whether it is something that happened so that Vishwamitra become Brahmarshi, or another thing is that you can have the small little story that Vasishta's son was there. Vishwamitra felt the love for Vasishta's son, and he said, "Oh, I'm so satisfied with this love that I don't have to become Brahmarshi." See, that's a simple enrichment of the whole thing that is there. How many stories like that in Ramayana, Mahabharata, and all that? Everywhere it is there. The idea is that these stories will enhance the idea of relationship and their value that is there. And we created not only, and because of these things only, that we have so many temples, stories are there. Like, for example, Ramayana stories that are there, how many places, how many people think in villages, Rama was here, Sita was during, Dandakaranya was the whole in South India was Dandakaranya. So I go to any place, people say that during the Dandakaranya, Rama was here and then Sita was here. She put the clothes for dry here. So therefore this mark is there. In fact, in Khammam, we used to say that. So that means fine. That's wonderful. Whether Rama stayed there or not, it's not an issue. But the feeling with which that you do that, these are the things which are important. So therefore, we have all these Puranas, and establishment of these Puranas are not necessary, not required for the sannyasi or somebody like that, brahmachari, but they are very important for the sake of grasthas. So that's one thing that we try to maintain these particular stories, the values of the relationship, and because the life is nothing but relationship, and nowhere else this strong kind of relationship that is there, which is there in our culture. Brother is there, sister is there, sister's brother, that is there, this is there. How many different varieties of relationship, and new relationship also come up, and all those things, and we respect all those things. The other cultures that there is no respect for this relationship, and it's as much, it looks like as good as animals also. They don't have any relationship, that's why they don't have value for that. Only human being is conscious person who can really rise above the level of physical reality, establishing the relationship. That's a very important thing. So this another very important aspect I see that in the case of Grasashma is, or the caution that all these mantras that I have given, the Snatkotra mantra given is to see that don't be carried away by these miracles. See, this is an unfortunate thing that people get carried away by these miracles. I was saying, like for example, somebody does some very special act. Oh, people get influenced by that. Like I was seeing this evangelist show on the TV, and that evangelist show that person comes and says that he touches person and a person falls down and all those things, that he was acting as if he had got the stroke or he has the seizures. And suddenly, oh, everybody was looking at him. And the evangelist was saying, look at him, God, Jehovah has influence and this and that, or all this. He was saying all this. And meanwhile, this fellow who fell down, he had a phone call. Immediately, and he had to get up, took the phone. And then it's audible to everybody. I was also listening to it. And that person immediately took the phone and got up and went to the side and telling his friend, hey, yaar, मैं अभी show में हूँ. I'm in the show now. Don't call me now. After half an hour, you call me. Or 1 hour, you call me. Or I will call you. He was telling all those things, and then he got up as a common man, as a simple person. Again, he put the phone down in the pocket, came, and once again showing all this. And people were clapping him. My God, is it not something which is atrocious? Actually, that is the thing. If I were to be the person there, I would have thrown both these fellows out of this particular show. Stop the show. Because all these things are, you are acting just to make people believe. And then so many people gets converted into that religion, believe in Jesus Christ, believe in Jehovah, and all those things. That's only a scene that I've seen on the TV, and he was supposed to be a very big evangelist. But similar thing like that in our culture also that we have seen. How many people have done? Like right in front of me. See, whatever the wonderful philanthropic work that Sai Baba is doing, okay, fine. And he doesn't need to show the miracle. Why miracles? Because that's why gullible people get attracted towards that. This is what I really did not like it. I said, Sai Baba, you do all those things. You don't have to show me this. But that can go to an extent that, you see, it can be misused. And the misuse can be in this way that Sai Baba's, he was showing Vibhuti or those things are coming. How many people were getting Vibhuti in their pictures in their home and all that? Miracle. Hinduism does not, Sanathana Dharma doesn't depend upon these miracles. Purusha Prayatna is important. If all right, he comes and he gets all those things. It's good for him, not for me. My raga dveshas I have to overcome. My
Basically, his vibhuti sells it.
it may be good to him because he gets popularity. That's the only thing. Spiritually, whether it becomes or not, I'm not even bothered about that. It's all right. He gets it. It so happened one time that myself and Shastriji, I went to somebody's house in some place and they said there is satsang. Let's go there. A friend of mine took me there. We were sitting in that place and then hall was full and satsang was going on. Suddenly, I get the smell of some fragrance of vibhuti. I said, where is it coming from? So I just looked around because, bhajan is going on. So somebody brought vibhuti or arati or something. They were looking at it. No, no, no. Somebody next to me said, look at that person. He manifested vibhuti.
Okay.
And then from his hand, he was giving vibhuti like the way Sai Baba does. Oh, everybody touches his feet and is giving vibhuti to everybody. Oh, see, he's bestowed by or he's blessed by Sai Baba to give vibhuti. He was giving all those things. I said, if suddenly it happened, so there's no chance of anything. Only thing is that I took his number. I would like to contact you, touch you. Your place. Oh yeah, he can be contacted in the house or somewhere in Malaysia. His house was there and all that. So that day I came out and I told Shastriji, somebody who actually produced Vibhuti right in front of us. So can we go and just see him? Shastriji was very deep sadhaka. In fact, there is no sadhaka which is greater than honest than Shastriji I've seen. He's very honest. We said, let's go and see. This happened and we planned to go a week later or something like that. Before that happened, 2, 3 days after this incident, 2 days after this incident, there was a place called as Pandavpura. Pandavpura, a boy was getting the vibhuti and people were saying that he's a miracle boy and blessed by Sai Baba and all that. At that time, this rationalists, including our Narsimaya and all that, they happened to go there at that boy's place without making announcement and with this thing. And they were taking the record of all that. And he was about to pull the string to see that vibhuti in his hand and they caught hold of it. Pictures were taken and all that. There's only a sleight of hand, no miracle and all that. It was exposed. So only thing is, Sai Baba, you can't reach. So this exposure is not there. Oh, when it came up and then that boy was beaten by people and all that happened. Because he was showing all those things. When we said, yeah, my father made me to do all these things and he tied the string and all that. And this is what I do. I pull the string in this hand and goes like this. And then I'm from this hand and then see that vibhuti comes in this hand and I show all that. And it became a big thing. So the big article was there, the hoax of all these kind of things. We didn't know that. But the only thing is that this announcement came. We did not connect to this one. Then next week we both went to his house, and and this is just then, and still Vibhuti was coming on the picture of Sai Baba, and then Vibhuti is dropping and all that. And he was a great person. He produced a Vibhuti. all that. Then we went there and said we want to meet him. Then his daughter, about 17, 18-year-old girl, she comes out and says that, no, appam cholre. I'll go and tell my dad. And then she went inside, 10, 15 minutes. Then she came out and said, Appa is not well. I said, he's busy. I said, we will wait till he comes. Then she went inside. Another 10, 15 minutes later, he's not here. He has gone to Chennai. So when will he come back? 3 days later, he will come back. 4 days later, he will. She just shot a answer. She said, okay, we'll come next week. Then, okay, because for that moment, the timing. So next week we went again, myself and Shastri.
Really?
By that time,
Insistent.
the photos were clear. No more vibhuti from the photos. And said this man. And then daughter went inside and came back and said that my father has not come back from Chennai. But you said 1 week he will come. No, he will not come back. He'll be in Chennai. My God. See what's happening, we know it. See, this is what we honestly went. Actually, we didn't have any embarrassing anything like that. We didn't go there to investigate. We just wanted to find out how a non-material from non-material material comes into existence. Shastra says, Shastra says that the whole material world is created from the non-material Brahman. But how that process takes place, because some people are doing it, so how it happens, even a little vibhuti. So that is what is the idea. Meanwhile, so happened that unfortunately that Sai Baba also, P.V. Narasimha Rao was the prime minister, and he was giving him something to the prime minister and all that. And suddenly we could see that, and somebody pictured also that under that, whatever that he was giving in his hand, he was holding a golden chain, hiding. And then after giving that, Sai Baba did that and said, oh, produce golden chain. We along with the Vibhuti. Everybody said, oh, from nowhere that he produces golden chain. It was all exposed. What I mean to say is that how many people are gullible for this kind of miracles? Sanathana Dharma says no favoritism, no miracles, because that means to say anybody is doing anything miracle, it is against God. God has, in fact, today also, yesterday I was reading one book in one of the Shastras. He says that God is nothing but the law created by him. So violating the law is violating God. So therefore, no miracle man violates law.
But like Rama tells to Vali also, no? If you're violating law means you're violating the
God, yes, we should not do that. Not even ask for favoritism. See, he has given us Purusha Prayatna. He has given me sufficient energy, so I can do it. If we cannot promote the Purusha Prayatna, the self-effort in the case of people, what are the kind of people that we are creating in Sanatana Dharma? We have to defend ourselves. This is what Shastri always used to say that. Go to America, you do all those things. Let's not depend upon their money. We can create money, we can create riches, we can do everything. Why do we need to depend on somebody? Don't ask for any donation. It's very clear about it. We don't want any. And that spirit was there only it was created by our own, this thing, Sardarjis. Sikh Dharma, there is nobody, no beggar. In fact, there's one fellow who went to Amritsar and all that, and he was a taxi driver. And Sardarji, and some Bangalore people went there and then made all kinds of comments about Sardarji's. Jokes are there in Kannada. And after about 2 hours of that, driving everywhere, that taxi driver said, Sir, I'm glad that you traveled with me, but I know Kannada because I lived for 15 years in Bangalore, so I know Kannada very well. What all you talked, I know it. Oh. But I'm not angry because this is what everybody talks and make jokes out of it. I'm very happy that we are supplying so many jokes.
Wow.
On top of it, he said one more thing. They say, gave 100 rupees to him. He said, if you can find out one beggar in, I mean, that's not Man's Punjab, it was earlier Punjab. So if you can beg one beggar, you find out, keep this 100 rupees with you. As I give it to Gurudwara. Taxi fellow gave that. Said, wow. See, Punjab, they don't allow the begging. That's okay. Of course, now with Bhagwan Singh Mang, everything's changed. As a Kejriwal party, so with the Aam Aadmi party came, everybody became a beggar. Then that's a different issue. But that earlier, that was the kind of thing. So Shashi always, our culture has always given this way that, and later on, fortunately, there's one thing that happened is that incident which I'm going to tell. Sarvapriyanand also mentioned in his talk. Because he said, my experience when I came to Vivekananda Kendra and Vivekananda Yoga Research Foundation, Bangalore, I met this person. He said, and that's the same person. He is a person who has show of magic. He is from Europe. He came from magic. Actually, Sarvapriyanand mentioned about his name also. About him. That person was staying in our house. So we told him that, look, all these miracles that you show, Sai Baba also does miracles. So is it spiritually that you got this power of miracles? He said, no. He said, one day I found out that I can, by looking at the spoon, I can bend the spoon. See, you use the power outside. Somehow my eyes have a capacity to power to bend the spoon. I could do that. Suddenly I found out. That's what, and this another thing is I can read, mind reading, I can do it. Like I give you a paper, and then without showing me, you are writing something. I can see what's going on in your mind, what is your writing. This is a power that I can.
Really, you can do.
Yeah. And he said that this is nothing to do with spirituality. This is and in none of these activities, I'm not violating any nature's law. Because nature's law, I can see what you are writing.
Yeah.
Same way, nature's law, I can use to bend the spoon. I can do that. But I can't do something which nature against nature. And he says that no miracle is against nature. Respects nature's law. Because we believe that I may have some little powers that is there.
US or Germany or something.
He's from US. He's from Boston. And then he also gave that example. Like, for example, your sight, you can see something like 20 yards. And you can throw the ball, it goes through the hole. But there is somebody who has got a vision that he can see 400 yards. He throws the ball, it goes there. That's what is Tiger Wood. So it's physical, and he's extraordinary. Yes, he's a polo king and all that. But it doesn't. But does not mean that he's violating nature's law. So therefore, but then he had shown in our show actually that you also bend the glass bottle. See, glass bottle, until you heat, you cannot bend it. But how did you bend it? I said, sir, because it is, I said, Abraham, it's for you, I'm just closing. And I said that nothing, the cartel was there where the bottles were there. A different bottle where the bent bottle was there. I showed them this bottle is bent. And then now I corrected the bottle. I said, he also said one thing that we people, we have some special abilities and, we also mix a certain tricks to do that. There is something which is natural. There are some tricks we use it. That's all. But my spirituality is my spiritual journey. I meditate for my peace of mind. Nothing to do with this. He was very clear about that.
So nice.
So when we have such, and his teacher also, we know very well where who guided him in meditation. In Boston, they have a very beautiful center. And so essentially that these are all the grahastha. The main problem in grahastha, the moment that you accept these miracles, that means you weaken your individual purusha prayatna, effort of individual. And Sanatana Dharma does not allow that. One thing is, every miracle is supposed to be violating the nature's law. We don't want to violate the nature's law for the sake of physical gain.
Mhm.
You do any miracle that you do it, miraculously, somebody's health is cured, somebody's this thing is cured. These are the things that are there. Sanatana Dharma doesn't. It might happen, like Buddha met somebody, and because of the influence of spiritual influence of Buddha, somebody is cured. But cure is there for him, and then it helped him. That's all. He did not really create anything like that. Similarly, we can give somebody peace, and the peace can work in him in such a way that so many things of his problem get solved. And then the solution is not because of some grace of God, some other thing, something like that. Let's not have that idea. So therefore, actually, it is never, Sanatana Dharma never accepts anything which discourages the or which challenges the Purusha Prayatna, which weakens your the Purusha Prayatna. That is not there. And another thing is, we have humility. Humility is a very important idea that is there, humbleness. But at the same time, the humility is not for the sake of surrender without questioning it. Bhagavad Gita very clearly says that pranipatena, that means to say you bow down in front of the teacher. Tadvitti pranipatena. But next one is pariprashnena. You question it. And sevaya. These are the things which says. That means to say basically that just because that you surrender to the Guru does not mean you do not question the Guru. You can question that. Outright you can question it. Because the reality has to be the most important than this Guru or Shishya and all those things. They are secondary thing. Therefore, proper judgment is necessary for us. And another important point of this particular Sanatana Dharma for the Grihastha is that what happens is that the life, you have a set life going on. Like, for example, you go to the office, you work, this, that, or all those things that are there. In fact, in the other religions, there's one festival in a year, like one or two. Like Ramadan is one thing, and then something like that. And here also it is Christianity, that's Jesus Christ, New Year or something like that, Christmas and something like that. But that means that for a long period of time, life becomes monotonous. When it becomes monotonous, there's always possibility for depression. And that too, the festivals are more depressing. Like, for example, if you say that Bakri, you're killing a Bakri, you're killing a goat. And then look into the face of the goat, you feel that for this sake, that for my festival, I kill the goat. It means more of a negative thing. Whereas we created number of festivals based on the Puranas to see that we are continuously in the name of festivity. They can't make festivity because basically that the birth is based on sin, it's original sin. Whereas we celebrate the birth as God's manifestation. Lakshmi has come to our house. This is what a girl is born in the house, it said Lakshmi is born in the house. So that's the expression that they give. So therefore, basically, what happened is that uh, unfortunately that we had all these celebrations which are now converted into festivities, celebrations which are converted into entertainment. Very unfortunate. I see, and you see, what used to happen is that I still remember when we were young, Ganesh Utsav was there being done in every house. We didn't have any collective Ganesha in the colony, which was never a concept. Even till today, that's not a spiritual concept in my view. Every house will have a beautiful Ganesha. We used to have a house full of Ganesha. People used to come appreciate. It was like a competition between my house, big Ganesha, somebody's house, and not healthy competition. It's like you say, how many, is my sister's house, how many Ganesha are there? Oh. Different varieties of Ganesha. They would collect all the kind of Ganeshas. The whole Ganesha's music team is there. Ganesha's cricket team is there. Ganesha, this team is there, that team is there. So looks like they have 1,000 Ganesha at their home. Everywhere there's Ganesha. So it's a nice joy to make all these things, make arenas and organize all those things. It is giving joy. There is a competition. That means I should put more number of Ganeshas this time than whatever that is there. But it is not for any grudge or anything. That is now the moment that it becomes entertainment, like a cricket match. It's such a fight that goes on and everything. And somebody else is sweating for you. It's not that you are doing any activity. So we have taken away all the activities connected with that. And such activities which are there, very soft and gentle, refined, but at the same time engaging your time. See, there's always, Shastri always used to question that the whole revolution of this in the industrial revolution has happened to give man time. That means we have washing machine so that the time of washing clothes is taken, saved. Cooking is saved because we have cooking machine. So car is there so that we can save walking. When earlier it was so beautiful. From Jayanagar to Chamarajpet, I used to go for walk, and Shastriji used to come to Chamarajpet to leave me and then go back to his home. It's almost like 7 kilometers. It's never a thought for us. Time was there, and then we could walk. Today we have vehicles. We have cars. Of course, in Bangalore, it takes more than that now the car to move on the roads. Doesn't move at all. But all these things, contrivances to give you time. What happened to your time now? And that little time that we used to have at that time, we used to make so many things for the festival. In fact, the other day I went to Soumya's house. They had 20 varieties of sweets for Ganesha and this and that and all those things. And I asked, who made all these varieties of sweets and all that? And that day's photo. I said, my mother alone did it. 70-year-old lady doing all that kind of thing. I said, how much time did you take? Did she take? She did a whole night, and then this morning also that she was doing. But she was happy, healthy. Now we have outsourced all those things. So as a result of it, what happened is the spine defined activity where you can put your heart, that activities are gone. So therefore, Grihasthashrama, which was supposed to be a joyful together moment that we were doing it, it's all gone away. Let's get back this idea called as, let's stop all these entertainments. Let's get back to the celebration. Everything should be celebrated. In fact, the marriage is such a beautiful thing. If take away the dowry portion, which of course anyway not so prevalent in South, I feel that in our houses that's not there. Such a beautiful thing that they made the whole food items variety for the receiving the
Bridegroom.
bridegroom family, and that day they receive, and all those things made out of some wood, these, that, and all that food items, and says especially for you, gare, vade, these, that, and all that is actually not real. But how much time it is taken to make all those things to see that?
Real.
Not real. It's just fun. For the sake of fun, they get all this. And they make joy. Afterwards, you have regular food. But then before that, to receive all these things, everybody was laughing. It's such a joyful moment. And they also prepare like that. And particularly, I've seen the art of putting nice, wonderful carving, the black they can remove and the white they remove on the coconut shells. How many coconut shells did they do it? These days, of course, you go and buy it. But if you do it, the joy that you get is something which is extraordinary. Ganesha, you make it. So every house used to have a Ganesha, every festival. Now that we put it on the street. So we create that Ganeshas in the, and now he's on the street. Now you have to fill the dates. 10 days he is there, 8 days he is there on that, and then you put all kinds of dances, this, that, everything that is there. The whole joy of Sanatana Dharma is going away. We get back to that idea. So that's what is the way celebrations is more important than the entertainment. That's what is the essence of
Somebody
Sanatana.
asked you a question, Nuraj.
Yeah.
What do you mean by entertainment and celebration? What is the fine line? If you want to say in 2, 3 lines, what do you say?
Entertainment is this way, that where somebody does activity and then you pay for that and then he has to do for your sake. Otherwise, that you will get angry with him. See, you used to play. when you play, your muscles are strong, your vision is strong, and then your articulation is better. All those things you would do it. Now, what happened? Cricket has become, somebody else plays for you. His muscles are strong, and his strength is there, and you pay him tons of money. And what are you? You are sitting in the couch and eating potato chips. What happened to your health? A cricket match used to give you health. Now it doesn't give you health. On the other hand, it gives you sickness. Similarly, just like you have done it. So such a beautiful thing. Together that so many people getting involved, 30 people getting involved and doing the whole play of Vishwamitra. You involved 30 people for so many days, creativity, producing everything and all that. For whose sake that you have done it? You can outsource it. You'll just go and see somebody else is doing it. What a nonsense it is. I said, every colony we have to do it. Like, for example, you did Vishwamitra, we did Vishwamitra when we were children. It was horrible, but then that was fine. We enjoyed it doing it.
Children remember Raghuramji.
Huh?
They come back and say that, Auntie, I was that Asura, no, that time.
Yeah.
I still remember, Auntie.
Right.
It's a lifelong experience.
It's a lifelong experience. And people could see that. And you see, you yourself wanted to present that idea that from pride, arrogance to come down to humility. See, all that transformation, they did not see anywhere else on the screen or movie or anything. They're seeing some person who is there with you. See, these are the things which are so very important. I'm so glad that so many people came that day for that drama. So, this is exactly what happened. Entertainment to the celebrations. Let's go to as many things as possible to celebration rather than entertainment. One cricketer is there, one this thing is there, but everybody is a cricketer, everybody is a player, everybody is a actor, singer. When we do that, like for example, last time when some birthday program was there, one girl came and sang a Rama song. Wow. And she is not any big star anywhere else, but the way that she did it. So you see that individual is encouraged, trained, developed, and all those things. This is what is Sanathana Dharma. That's why in Sanathana Dharma says every individual is a very special creation of God. God wanted you, He created you. God wanted me, He created me. I don't have to become Vivekananda. He wanted a Vivekananda, He could have created. God wanted Raghuram. So Raghuram is here.
So here in celebration, Purusha Prayatna is there, entertainment.
Absolutely. Entertainment knows no Purusha. You put the money.
I have not heard you saying Purusha Prayatna before, actually.
Purusha Prayatna is so important. You do it.
Like you said in a long time ago, for wedding and all the senior citizens will go and do all the murukku chakli.
Right.
Sit
Everybody
and discuss. It used to be a celebration, they
You're right.
chit-chatting and do big rangolis, all that.
They never question. You see, today it has all happened.
It's
This
a
is
burden.
such a horrible thing.
It's a
Today is that there is this dry fruit fellows are there and they make nice packets. Everybody takes the packet and present in the manager. Bapre. What is it you're doing? Whereas I saw my brother's friend, my brother's classmate, his wedding was there. And then we all went for that wedding in a village near Khammam. And we went there, come and sit down. And we were sitting on the floor. And their parents they were also sitting on the floor. Somebody comes, a guest. So he said, yeah, come. What did you bring? He said, I bring sorekai. He said, keep it inside the kitchen and then come and join us. That's his gift. Somebody gives. I brought the bag of rice. Oh, rice? Okay, we are waiting for that. And put it in the kitchen and then come here, sit down. That's what is gift to the marriage. Everybody's gift for marriage is what we use it. So we all use it together, that we enjoy the marriage, everybody together. Such a wonderful thing. There's no question of any entertainment. There's no question of separate gift packet, and then all the dry fruits, and the money goes to Dawood Ibrahim finally. And that's not we do it.
After you told about this dry fruits, start gifting also anyone.
Right. What an unfortunate thing it is. And the shops also, they know there are some gift items. They don't even open the packet.
Hmm.
From one house to another house to third house to fourth house to fifth house, and it comes back and all that. Only thing is that we say every time that please, the gift is not given by the same person you are gifting back. Why
It
that?
goes Navratri time, it goes.
Yeah, that's happened.
It happened also.
It goes through.
Where is the question of this function which is spirituality in that?
Actually, our Yoga Bharati functions,
Yeah,
this is the specialty. Each one is coming and contributing something, and that's why that
Right.
liveliness is coming.
yes. We celebrate.
We celebrate.
That's what is celebration.
Sincerity goes in celebration,
Ah,
actually.
sincerity goes with celebration,
Shraddha, sincerity.
and since celebration will make every individual very important. It's such a great importance that he has, and then he feels happy that he's come for the nice function that he participated in that. And in fact, that's what they say. Like, for example, the Shastriji centenary also. People will get, so tell me something what I can do.
Hmm.
See, they were looking for that kind of a participation. And actually, mm, so, and at that time, when this kind of a thing is there, it's such a beautiful thing that you don't judge people by performance. They are there, that's what is the thing. The children, they do it. Like, for example, that day, all the kids, they came and then they fought and this and that. It just added the whole thing. It gave stuff for that. Nothing like that. So you make Ganesha. The other day that somebody else said, they made the Ganesha. And the trunk of the Ganesha, some little girl made. And then not more than a pig's mouth, that's all. It's not bigger than that. But wonderful. She made that. So something or the other. Lot of things like that will go in celebration. The whole idea is that you feel that divinity in every activity that you do it. And this is what is basically the Sanatana Dharma had. We have this. And another thing is that I have talked about this 4 different ashramas. Every ashrama has the Sanatana Dharma. That means to say, a Kshatriya, a Vaishya does his business as Vaishya in a dharmic way. And these are the rules that are there. So make it as a celebration. Then what is that in the case of Vaishya that is there, or the businessman that is there? He says that a businessman is not a businessman if he looks for profit. It's a very bold statement. Manudharma Shastra says, or Kautilya Shastra says, if a businessman is looking for a profit, he is not a businessman. Because he says that profit making is his nature. That's why he's become a businessman. He became a Vaishya because profit he makes it anyway. But only thing is that now, if that is the focus, then the major thing which he's supposed to focus goes away. What is the major thing that he focuses is that where, which material, when it is useful, how to send it, how to make it possible to use it. He looks at that. That makes the country prosper. Whereas his profit will not make him prosperous. See how beautifully they've analyzed this. This
And
is
the
what
quality of his product.
quality of product, where it has to reach, how it has to reach. He has to see that. He doesn't look at, see why he says that when that is important, then immediately I have to send something, there is no profit in this. But material has to go, let it go. I can make profit in something else. The courage is there. Like the way Brahman has a courage, never a question is unsurmountable for him. He has an answer for everything. Otherwise, he is not intellectual. Kshatriya is an extraordinary, wonderful thing about Kshatriya is that for the sake of dharma, he doesn't care for life. He just goes ahead with that. But for the sake of protection of the people, he takes care of it. See, on one side, he doesn't care for life. On the other side, he cares for the life. Both these dichotomy is there in the case of Kshatriya. And therefore, Kshatriya is somebody who is so important. He has got his dharma. That's why in this culture, what happened is war. I said actually war can be fought on the grounds of dharma. We cannot violate the dharma, even we fight the war. Because he says that there are four ways to mend the matter. Samadhana, Beta, Danda. Danda is the last one. That's what is war. So war is sanctioned. But why it is war is sanctioned in such a way that it is dharmic way you fight the war. And what is the way of dharmic? It's something like that. People are unhappy with this ruler, so another ruler takes over this particular thing. So therefore the fight is going on. Like for example, Navanandas, they were bad. Therefore, he came and Chandragupta Maurya came and then he conquered them, Mura's son. But then there is a war. Mahabharata war, Ramayana war to this war, Chandragupta's war, it was always fought in the dharmic lines.
Even Operation Sindhu.
Operation Sindhu. You see, we follow the same, continue with that. Modi said that, look, we don't have weapons to fight the war. We have weapons to defend ourselves. Very clear about that. This is what he said. Rama, when he went to fight the war with Ravan, and he wanted to do the puja, dharmic way, and then his puja, he required a great Brahmin to give that. And who is there? And that they are in Lanka. And then who is there? They said, great Brahmana in Lanka is Ravan. Can Ravan do the yajna for us so that he gives me victory of the war? Everybody hesitated whether when Ravan. Then they sent Angada to go and ask him. When he went there, Ravan said, I'm going. Everybody was stunned, including his children. His son, he said, you are going there? Yes. And early morning, he goes there, blesses Rama. Blesses Rama so that Rama wins over him. He does all the puja, everything. Blesses Rama.
That day, there he loses the identity of Ravana as a king.
Yes, he said he's a Brahmana. He said, I have to do my duty as a Brahmana. And I did that. And then Rama also follows the code. See, after all those things, Rama says, by the time it was afternoon, evening, and Rama says that, Ravan, you bless me that I'll be king, I'll be winner. All those things are there. We did the puja. Now the war should start. Before war starts, I'll give one last chance. Would you like to surrender and give us Sita so that we'll not fight the war? And he says, no. Okay, but then it's sunset. So tomorrow we'll start the war. See, he followed the rules. Mahabharata also the rules were followed. They sat together.
Level only, after that rules.
What happened is that there also it is like that. It's like Operation Sindhu. If you violate, we violate. But we take your permission to violate. That's why he took the permission of Bhishma. I can violate the war rules. Can be done. Unfortunately, what happened, because of this rule, fortunately because of the rule, there were 600 countries from all across, right from, in fact, today I got the information that there is something that they found out in America also. The Hinduism was there much before that, 5,000 years ago. So that means Hinduism was all these places, those countries were there, but we never had any wars. The only history of wars we had is Ramayana and Mahabharata. After that, there are no war history. The first history of war came with Panipat War.
All these dynasties and all had war.
What dynasty?
Gupta dynasty.
See, these dynasties, what happened is that they didn't have wars actually. They did not have wars. There was a weak king and the people came and requested you take over. The same thing happened in Ramayana also. That Gandhara Desha did not have a king. They came and requested Rama to take over and exit. Rama said, I can't come, I'm here, therefore I'll send Shatrughna. Shatrughna is the one who went and did that. So therefore that there was same thing like this. And the Chola kingdom, across the whole place it was there. But it is much later. It's much later. So for almost like 2000 years, we didn't have any wars. After Mahabharata war, 2000 years to 3000 years, we didn't have war. After that, slowly the foreigners came, they didn't follow the rules. They never know war on rules. That means to say during the harvest, you should not fight the war because that, you see, The whole idea, actually, I think that that's what happened even today also. The war should not make the country poor. No war should affect the country because people become poor. It's not affect the poor. Therefore, that people were saved from the war. That's the reason why only warriors fight the war. Finally decided where to pay the tax. That's the only thing. Either this king or that king. Material was not lost. Things were not during the harvest that they do it, fight the war, so that riches are not gone. So this is all what. That's the reason why, if you look into it, after the March, April, for next 3 months that we don't have any festivals. We have only that's a war season, summer war season.
Summer war season.
Yeah, that's the time wars used to take place.
Summertime war.
Right, because there are no festivals. First festival comes only Dasara or Ganesh Utsav. Before Ganesh Utsav, there is no festival. You see how calculated these people were. So it was, but unfortunately, what happened? The foreign invasions attacked not only people, attacked the temples, attacked these things because they know that these people have. So we were caught unaware. And there were local Shahzadas who were also helping them. That's how we lost. But this one aspect of it. Second thing is destroyed our. See, because that there were no wars for almost like 3,000 years, the amount of literature, thinking developed because Brahmins were free and thinking and all developed like that. The we had the whole tons of knowledge that we had in this culture, and that was there in the universities. Biggest university, even till today, a university is not today as big as Nalanda University we had. And how the Nalanda University is created also is extraordinary thing. Because we had the Gurukul system where you go to the Guru and learn it. And some Guru is there on Himalaya, some Guru is there in Vindhya, some Guru is there in the East Coast or something like that. So they said, instead of creating this way, let us put the Gurus together at one place. They will have their own ashram, small place, and they have their own teachers, students, and then they learn with them. If they want to learn another additional science, they go to another guru, which is not very far from that. That's why we had a huge area of Nalanda University where all the gurus came and established themselves. The teachers, students used to be there, learned there. And the rule of beautiful saying that if you have learned, then you just get up and walk out. There's no question of exam or anything, that you learned it, you know it, the trade. Then you go ahead, that's all. No question of passing, failing, how many years that you have. Some students used to be there for 20 years. And this is mentioned by Hyun Sang. He was one of the teachers in Nalanda University. So like that, some people were very fast, they would go. Or they would opt for another course. They would go to another teacher there. So that's how that university was supposed to be filled with knowledge. And that's what basically Khilji found out. And he burned the whole library. He wanted to kill that particular. So when you look at this way, that moment that people blame this verticals called as the Varnas, but because of the Varna, we had developed such an extraordinary thing. Like Kshatriya Vamsha, Varna, they developed the 5 arms to fight, was so extraordinary. Can you imagine that nowhere else in the world that they could use a sword which is 30 feet sword, and our people use it. And in fact, our what is his name? Rana Pratap used it. And the sword is made in Kerala. Kerala people were extraordinary making those swords, 30 feet sword. That means actually you roll it and hold it. And you can hit an enemy which is 30 feet away from you. Now, how can he come closer to you if you have this sword? Yes, you just throw it and all that art, Kalaripu, it has come from that actually. From Kerala, all the way it used to go there. Like that, because basically Kshatriya always used to help Kshatriya, is close to Kshatriya. They were helping each other. Vaishya was helping Vaishya in such a way that the whole growth of technology, yes, richness has developed. That's why Angus Madison, when he did the research, he said that right from the 1 AD up to about 18th century, that India was in the top of the world GDP. 19th century. Only colonial rule brought it down. They have taken it. So all these things happened because that we have these verticals we had. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, they developed beautifully. Knowledge is up. This. Later on, people came and destroyed the whole history, whole background of it. We were taught wrong history. And the historians came and gave what is called as a loser's history rather than the winner's history. We were winners. Porus has won against Alexander. That's the reason why Alexander went back. But then our historian said that Alexander defeated Porus, but he went back. Is that the way that happened? It never happened that way. So these are the things which we have a lot of things to correct in the history. Now it is being done. Right kind of history. And this only for the political history or the history of the kings. But we still did not enter into the history of our Brahmins, literature, how much that they have developed, how they have done it. And also the history of Vaishyas. It's extraordinary one. See, everybody says that we are at the top of this world GDP. Our GDP was double figure. When the world was struggling with 4-5% GDP, we had 12-13% GDP. And it's because of the Vaishyas. But we don't have any history about Vaishyas, how they developed it. And same thing about such wonderful temples with all the peaks that we have created by the labor. We don't have any history of labor, recognition of labor. It's all because that people have done so much of meddled with our history or these things, Sanathana Dharma. In spite of all those things, we are surviving Sanathana Dharma. It's an extraordinary strength that we have in that.
Yeah.
So, and all these things are actually contributions of Grihastha. So now when you look at it, how unfortunately that people condemn the Grihastha saying that Grihastha is bad, this, that, nothing like that.
It is they say it's a hindrance to spiritual
Right, a
growth.
hindrance to spiritual growth. So like that, how badly it was projected. Sometimes I wonder, did we not have intellectuals who supported, who fought against this kind of a thing? What happened? Anyway, continue the discussion. I want to go a little more into what is the way that we could revive these things. We have to revive these things in the Grihastha. And what is that which makes us, now once again, let me say, what is that we graduate from the Grihastha to go to Vanaprastha?
You also wanted to share before Navramji why women wear bindi and
All the
menstrual
symbols.
cycle and everything.
That's one thing I
Also.
was telling about. Let me talk about that. There's a lot of symbolism in this culture. Nowhere else this kind of symbolism that what we have is not there in any other culture. We have that culture. One symbol, it is so powerful that it can convey that. You see, Modi understood that. That's why he gave the name Operation Sindhur. One symbol. Look at the whole women crowd is completely enraged, enlivened. The whole culture is enlivened. See, it may not be women. My house women, your house women, everybody has been regarded, respected. Then you see that what is the power of this culture. One symbol is good enough. That's what is the way. When you think of Bindi, it has such a great power. We don't have to go for third eye. Yeah.
We'll have a discussion.
We don't have to go to Shiva's third eye. We all have third eye. And I don't have to mystify the whole thing. Yet I can see that in army culture. We'll stop it here. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yes, we have any questions? You can unmute. Yes.
On a lighter note, you were mentioning about people staying for 20 years in Nalanda.
Yeah.
It is not, even now we prevail that particular practice. We find that 20 to 30 years people are staying in JNU.
Right. Somebody was saying that's why we suffered much more after the independence than before the independence. For 70, 60 years that we suffered. Yeah. And JNU is one of the history of that.
Yep. Mm.
That's of the history that.
You were telling till 17th century we were, or 18th century we were on the top.
Yeah, top of the
I
world.
think next 20, 30 years we'll be back.
Oh, yeah. In fact, the way that they are saying that, easy, the last couple of weeks itself,
Yeah.
you can see that
Exactly.
how suddenly it has meteorologically that India went up on the top.
What kind of growth they
Yes,
see
what
that-
kind of growth.
Yeah. Amazing.
And it looks like that
Yeah.
it was not 1.4 billion or whatever it is. People, 1.4 billion Modis.
Yes.
Every people feels he's a Modi. Like
Yes.
such a enthusiasm is created. Yeah. And now you see that it's possible.
It's possible.
What? 20 years ago, we never felt that things
Never.
are possible.
Yes.
Today, you see that everything is possible.
Today the GST reforms has been another spur.
Yes, another spur.
He has hastened that
Yes,
because of this trade war going on.
right. The world leaders are just they're just watching.
Yes.
They don't have anything to
Yes.
say or do
Yes.
anything like that.
Yes.
Bapre. Thank you. Thank you, Shastrikali.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhaji.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mukund, sir.